money, food, women, a negative mindset, and your emotions. Are you being controlled by one of these things? Now, as men, we all have our likes and we have our dislikes. We have our interests and our disinterests as well. However, I think from a foundational perspective, there are just a handful of things that all men can fall prey to if we're not careful in regards to how we interact with them. So in no particular order, these are just some of the things that I'm thinking off the top of my head, but also feel free to chime in the comments below. Starting with the first one, women. Now, before I even get into this one, I don't say these things as though I don't like women. I do like women. I have great relationships with women. And the reality is, you're going to have to interact with women at some point in your life. I know a lot of guys in these spaces try to swear off women. You know, they try to say like, oh, we're never talking to women ever again. Listen, unless you are living completely alone and you're in like the wilderness, like you're in the woods, you're going to have to interact with women. You don't have to necessarily engage in deep conversation with every single woman you come across, but it doesn't need to be cordial. However, the reason why I bring women up is because when men are chasing women, it's so easy to be consumed in the chase of said woman that not only are you not paying attention to if she likes you or not, or if she actually has attraction toward you as well and it's mutual, but also you're potentially allowing her to manipulate you simply because you're not critically thinking. So oftentimes, especially us guys, when we find women that we really want to be with, whether that be because we're really attracted to them or because maybe their personality is great because you've been around her for a really long time, whatever the case may be, your actions, whether that be around her or not around her, if you allow her to consume your thoughts and your thinking, everything you do will be in reference to either trying to attract her or trying to make her your mate. And oftentimes than not, that doesn't end very well. How many times have you seen guys try and chase women, essentially convince her to be with them, only for it to end terribly? Being consumed by the chase of women and trying to attract women could ultimately be your downfall. All right, number two, money. Now, we all love money. I love money, you love money. When you love money so much, or you lack money to the extent at which where now you're doing things like robbing people, scamming, grifting, etc., doing things that will potentially land you in jail. That is being consumed by money. I think being consumed by money and doing things to the point at which where you might end up in jail because you're trying to make the money, or you're just grifting in general, trying to scam because you see all these people on Instagram living this high life, that's definitely being consumed by money and ultimately throwing you off course of where you want to be. It's always good to make money. Obviously, being able to make money to take care of yourself, a family if you have one, or whatever the case may be, is important. But again, if you're going to put yourself at risk and potentially hurt others in the process of making that money, you've got your goals and your morality skewed and off in the wrong direction. And I'm not the morality police. It's super easy to end up doing something that you're not supposed to. We all fall potentially prey to creating like a scam or robbing someone, whatever the case may be. If you can think of some sort of malice, you could pull it off. But the discipline and the self-righteous man is going to keep himself in check every time he feels he's stepping out of bounds. Number three is definitely going to be nutrition. So nutrition is a big one. And guys, especially for my younger dudes out there, listen, the older you get, the harder it is for your body to burn fat. And now, that is just a general blanket statement. There's a lot of nuance that goes in between your metabolism and how fast it works as you age. But to just go over blanket terminology and just being general here, the older you get, the harder it is for the body to burn off calories. And I just want to further preface this by saying, no, that doesn't mean that your body's going to store fat every time you eat. That's not how this works. But if you're going to go into a caloric surplus, then yeah, your body's going to store that as fat. Ask me how I know. I've been a personal trainer now for about 12 plus years. I'm a certified personal trainer and I have a fitness business. Check out fitarfitness.com. Go ahead and click one of the links. I'll keep it all in the description below. Nutrition is huge, especially for dudes as you get older. I mean, just across the board in general, having a good body could definitely get you a lot further in life. And I don't mean that from the most shallowest of perspectives, whereas that, okay, if you are relatively handsome according to society, you now have access to the best and brightest of what the world has to offer. To some extent, that's almost kind of true, in a way. However, what I'm trying to get at here is not keeping your nutrition in check will have damaging ramifications further down the line. Just from the shallow perspective of how much weight you gain and how you look, all the way to the actual health ramifications of how your body operates into the future, especially as you get older. So nutrition is definitely something that can consume you if left unchecked, you know. And I guess this one could be for my overweight guys, if you're watching. One of the best quotes I ever heard, because I used to be overweight, I used to be like 260 pounds, lost a bunch of weight. Feel free to check out one of those videos. I got it somewhere around here, just click it. But one thing I heard, a great quote that I heard that kind of like put things in gear for me was, well, two of them actually. The first one came from my brother. He said, whether you're ready or not, summer's gonna be here. So if you're one of those guys who's a New Year's resolutioner and is like, oh, I wanna lose weight, let me get on it now, that's why I'm ready for the summer. All I can say is, if you're doing it now, great, but keep it up, and keep it up beyond the summertime. Don't just stop at the summer. And if you're not doing it, you should get on it as soon as you can, because again, whether you're ready or not, summer is going to be here. So why not give yourself the best advantage? So nutrition definitely plays a role in our life. And if we eat to live instead of living to eat, we'll be further better off along in our fitness journey, especially with our health journey as we age as well. A lot of the foods that we eat are hyper palatable. They're so flavorful. It's literally programming your brain to go back to eat more of it. All right, 4 and 5 are pretty much the same. However, they do offer their own nuances. So I'll be speaking about them both respectively. So number 4, your negative ass mindset. Listen, if you have a negative mindset, you're not going to accomplish anything in this world. And I see it on the internet time and time again. Guys are constantly talking from such a negative perspective. And listen, I know what it looks like outside. The dating pool's got pee in it. We're about to go to war. There's a whole lot of shit going on right now. However, it's imperative that regardless of your circumstances, you maintain a positive mindset, because a positive mindset will always set you up for the capabilities to think of a solution for that problem that you're going through. And moreover, if you find yourself with a negative mindset time and time again, you'll find yourself surrounded by a bunch of people that also have similar mindsets and that are going nowhere fast. And then before you know it, it'll be years later down the line. You'll be full of regret, wondering what you could have done different if you had the time again. And for the 5th one, it's going to be your emotions. As men, it's super important that we are in tune with our emotions, yes, but that we also cap that with logical thinking. Because if we allow our emotions to run wild, matched with the strength that we have physically, a lot of bad things could happen, not only to us, but the people around us as well. And I think for, at least for the rational male, the last thing he wants is to go to jail or end up hurting someone around him. So thinking clearly, and although feeling your emotions, but thinking logically, will save you time and time again. There's a great quote that I heard that says, your life can go from sugar to shit in the snap of a finger. And I think that's pretty accurate because, you know, as guys, like for example, let's say you're at the club, you know, you bump into someone, two big ass egos start headbutting with each other. Next thing you know, there's a shoving match. Then you guys start actually fighting. If one of you hits the other hard enough and that person hits the floor and hits their head in the process, you most definitely will have taken someone's life. So it's important to keep your emotions in check, but also thinking logically and being able to process these things rationally to ensure that you give yourself the safest, most positive outcome for whatever you might be going through. And that's across the board. That could be like you walking in on your girlfriend cheating on you, which would suck, but acting out of violence wouldn't necessarily be the answer or the solution to your problems to begin with. If anything, I would say you should clap it up, be happy that it happened, because now you're free to do whatever you want and save money in the process. So those are the 5 things. What do you think? Is there anything that I left out? What would you have added to this list, or what would you have taken away? Better question, which one of these 5 things are currently consuming you right now? Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to check out another one of these videos. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.